Hi friends, very good afternoon. My name is Arun Anand, and in today's video I will be talking about the bond YTM. Now what exactly is bond YTM? But before that, please understand that this is a free educational video purely for the purpose of learning. This should in no manner be considered as any advice or any offer to sell anything. Okay, quickly coming to the basics. Now, YTM means the yield of a bond. What does yield mean? That means the effective annual return or compounded return which one would make from an investment in bond. Now, how do I make you understand this concept? So let me take an example. Let me buy a bond. Let's say, for example, let me call that bond a bond A. Now, what happens is I would be uh, getting certain coupon in that bond. So let's assume the coupon is 8.25% per annum, which I would be getting in that bond. And number two is the accrued interest. Now hear this very carefully. Whenever I buy a bond from the market, there is certain price at which I will buy that bond. It could be 100 rupees, which means the par value of the bond. It could be below par, meaning 99.98. It could be above 100, that means above par, 100, 100, 2, whatever be the price. And then when I'm buying a bond, it is not that I would be buying the bond on the coupon date always. I could be buying it somewhere in between. For example, in this case, the 8.25% bond, which I'm assuming, let's assume that the coupon date is 17th of July. So that means if I'm buying today, that means let's say we are today on 29th August. So for these 43 days, I would be liable to pay interest to the person who is selling me this bond. So interest for 43 days on the coupon, that means 8.25%. That means on 8.25 rupees, pro rata for 43 days, which would work out to something like whatever be the amount, I haven't calculated, that amount would be additional which I'll have to pay to the seller of the bond. So what happens is that total amount. So let's say the price of the bond today is 101.94 hypothetically, and on that at 8.25% for 43 days, roughly the interest works out to 0.97. So today I would be paying something like the total of this, which would be around 102.91, which would be the total outflow which I will have to pay. And then subsequently, once I paid this money, every year I would be getting coupon of 8.25 rupees. Now let's assume this bond ends in 2025. So for 2023, I will get 17th of July 2023, 8.25. 17th of July 2024, 8.25. And on the last, let's say 2025 maturity, I would get my principal back because all these bonds are traded at the money is at par. So that means 100 rupees plus 8.25, 108.25. So now the total return has to be calculated or the yield has to be calculated. So we will put formula in Excel called XIRR. You can do a Google yourself, in which it will take the cash flow dates, cash flow amounts and the cash flow dates and give you the yield or XIRR. Both are almost similar. And that would be what exactly would be the effective return. So here in this case, I've calculated it works out to be approximately 7.46% compounded return, which one could get from the bond. So like the way I have explained to you, that's how an investor can calculate the effective yield, effective return, effective compounded return. Terminologies only are slightly complicated, bond yield, YTM, but the meaning is simple. The effective return I would get in compounded basis if I were to invest this much money. Now, coming to the second leg, why do we need bond YTM? Now, quickly, Let's say there are two bonds. Bond A, which I've explained, there's another bond which is giving me 9% yield. So I may be attracted towards a 9% bond, thinking the yield is much better. But is that the basis to buy a bond? Answer is no. I will have to check the credit rating of that bond. Let's say that bond has a lower credit rating. Let's say this bond has a rating of AA. That bond has a credit rating of A. So obviously that bond is riskier. That's why you have a higher premium or higher yield. So in simpler terms, that defines what investor needs to do, not just blindly following the bond YTM while buying bonds. One needs to look at various things, which I will be explaining in my subsequent videos. Thank you very much. I hope you like this video and stay safe. Thanks.